Welcome to a very special episode of Stream Squad. You
Yes.
guys will see why our setup's like this a little bit later on the show. We've got a special piece for our strategy to talk to you guys
It's
about.
just Angela and I today. Um, Nick is helping Whitney out. Whitney just got out of surgery. Everything is good. She's good to go. Hopefully, she'll be back next week with us. But yeah, we decided to do something a little different that, like Angela said, that we'll get to in the strategy piece, which is how much you can do with just one camera. So for the majority of the show that you're going to see, everything is going to be done with just one iPhone. Even I'm not even using an iPad. This device here is the iPad that I normally run everything off of, but for this show, I'm going to be primarily using this little device right here to show you all you can do with just that. So with that being said, I guess we should hop right into it. I think we got some pretty good industry news coming up, don't we?
Yeah, so we've got some exciting things from all sorts of different platforms. The first is some late breaking news about Instagram. So, as you guys know, Instagram has its own stories feature, and they also have their live version where you can go live to Instagram. It's either then and there and then it's done, or you can choose to put it on your story for 24 hours. But before it was just the one camera shot, you only. What they now have is an ability to have two people on a stream at once. So the way this happens is anyone who's watching your stream, you can select them and they'll get an alert on your stream that they're watching, and it'll say the main streamer wants you to join. If you click accept, then it goes into a split screen where the top is the main person hosting the stream and the bottom is the person who was just brought into the stream. So that way, no matter where you are, you can do a two-person stream as long as they were watching you first, and you can always have them leave later and add a new person in. So it's just a whole new way to do interviews, and again, this is Instagram only, but definitely sounds pretty cool to check out. I know I see a lot of Instagram lives that are done just kind of on the fly from actors of shows I watch. So instead of referencing, my co-host would say this, they can actually just bring their co-host in.
Right, which is pretty dang cool if you ask me. Um, Anything else in that little piece there, or is
That's
that everything for Instagram?
Yeah, that's about it for good
It's
old
cool that
Instagram.
they're adding some of that stuff in. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A piece I saw is our friends over at Livestream. I don't know if it's Vimeo getting involved with it or what, since Livestream just got acquired by Vimeo, but they're putting out a new version of the Mevo, which looks like it's just improving on what they already have. They're gonna add in some 4K video recording as well as a much longer range on that device. So we've used the Mevo a little bit here. We like it. We really wish it could integrate with Switcher. So you guys should go bug them and tell them you want to use a Mevo with Switcher Studio so we can work with it. But the new one, higher quality recording and a longer range are the big differences I've seen so far.
Yeah, definitely exciting for that. And with, the Vimeo acquisition that they have, again, they have all sorts of streaming packages. I think the cheapest is about $80 a month. The most expensive I think I saw is $300, just depending on what you need, how often you want to go live, the quality, and of course that's all going to be integrated with the new Mevo Plus. So definitely something to check out, especially if you were a fan of the original Mevo. And as Dan said, hopefully they will integrate with us soon, and we can bring them into.
We can hope, right?
And the last thing we have for our industry piece is about Twitch. So Twitch has had a big boom this year. They've partnered with Amazon. They've gone from just game streaming to what they call their IRL, in real life, and creative streams. So now people are using Twitch for all kinds of stuff that normally was reserved to just YouTube and Facebook. One thing a lot of users have, kind of mentioned, though, is YouTube has a lot of really easy integration for monetization and moving up and kind of seeing where you are in the YouTube community. With Twitch, to get different kinds of partnerships and affiliation programs, it was really hard to see where you fell in that, to see how close you were to the next step. And you would have to go through all these analytics and kind of just guess what was going to happen. A lot of the Twitch groups I'm in, some people were surprised when they hit the next milestone. They had no idea because there was no real way to track it. Well, Twitch has realized that this is a problem, so starting next month for November, they're rolling out a much easier way to track your stats. There'll be a very just kind of laid out example that'll show your average view time, your average view count, your most popular times to go live, when you should go live for your area and your audience. So it's going to make it easier for anyone on Twitch to know how they're doing and how to do better. So that's definitely something that's exciting. I've played around with Twitch analytics, and it is very confusing in its current state. So having it all laid out and easy to see, that's going to make things a lot easier going forward.
Very cool. Very, very cool indeed. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to our wide angle here for everybody as we finish up our industry thing. Nothing else with the industry, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty much
we got it all covered.
Yeah. So cool stuff there. We'll move right on along into our strategy piece. And as I kind of talked about earlier on, or when we just started, this isn't our normal setup. It looks a lot different than normal. And that's because we're testing out, seeing what you can do, or pushing just one single device. In this case, it's an iPhone 6s. It's my personal cell phone. So it's, not even the best thing out there, but showing you all you can do with just this one device. To give you an idea here, let me go back. So let's just pretend now. Here we go. We have our one device here. What I've been doing is we have the rotate camera feature here. So right now I'm using the rear facing. Did we decide what we called it? The selfie facing camera?
I think the technical term is front facing.
Front facing.
For me and everyone I know, though, selfie cam.
Selfie cam.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
everyone knows what the selfie cam is.
Well, right now I'm using the forward facing, the not selfie cam, to get a shot of Angela, and I can just tap on the screen here and switch it. So you do get like a frame there too of black, but you can still give the illusion of having a 2-camera setup with just the one camera. That thing's pretty cool. And then of course we've got all of our animated lower thirds we have in here. So right now I've got the strategy one. I can get rid of that and bring up one of me, we'll say. Or, we talked about that Twitch stuff earlier. Like, let's say I wanted to do bring that up. So I've got screen capture going as well on my Mac, so I can bring that in as a second source here. Everything you do in Switcher, you can do with just the one phone. And I just thought that was kind of a cool thing to test out and try, is just using one device as our main switcher.
Yeah, I know I get a lot of questions, especially from new users and people, just starting on trial, where they'll mention they love the features with Switcher Studio. They love having the lower thirds, the video insertion, the graphics insertion, but they've only got one device, and they'll write in asking, is that a problem? What can I do with one device? And, it's just a matter of letting them know, with still one camera, you've got the widescreen mode, you've got those lower thirds, everything else, and letting them know they can still have a really nice production just using their personal iPhone or an iPad that's in their home. So that's another reason, instead of us just saying what can be done, this way we can actually show you guys what can be done with one camera for an interview setting like we've got now.
Yeah, and a few pro tips if you're going to do something like this that I didn't do, but you really should do, is put on airplane mode and then enable your Wi-Fi and turn on do not disturb so you don't get notifications and stuff. Let's hope I don't get a cell phone call halfway through this broadcast, because it probably will crash it, because I didn't do that. So nobody call me for the next 30 minutes or so. So yeah, a couple notifications have been popping up on the top. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely good to not have those distractions, or you're not going to accidentally tap on it or something and then crash your stream. So that's one thing. And another kind of downfall, not too much of a downfall, but you aren't going to be able to do director mode with a setup like this. You'll have to have that second device to act as a switcher. Now, let's say we did want to do a director mode, we could do a one camera setup the same way, just have the one device in between the two of us. And if we're using her phone as well, I could use that as a director and just have it in front of me to tap through all your sources and everything. But yeah, it's a good workflow, I think.
Yeah, easy to set up and still great results while doing it. And we always just try to make sure people know, even though we have the ability to do up to 9 cameras, you don't have to do a 9-camera setup. The things you can do with just 1 or even 2 cameras are still just as powerful and create good results.
Exactly. Moving right along, I do think we have we had a good, what am I trying to say? User group. Thank you.
Yeah, so I know we mention every week, but we get a pretty good push through of new members every week, so we're going to keep doing it. We do have a user group on Facebook called Switcher Studio Enthusiasts. There's a few ways to find it. You can either just search Switcher Studio Enthusiasts, or on the Switcher Studio page where you're watching this right now, click on group on the menu panel on the left-hand side, and you can get there. This group has a bunch of tips, tricks, all kinds of stuff. You can ask questions, you can share footage, and each week we like to bring up one example of a question we've gotten recently in the group, and we also show an example of a good video, which will be coming up later this broadcast. So today we want to talk about comments. This is something we see a lot in the user group, we get a lot of emails about, and we just kind of want to explain how comments work with Switcher Studio and how to handle comments when you're live. So a lot of people, especially starting out, want that very streamlined flow where everything's automatically integrated in and it's almost, kind of a seamless going into comments. That doesn't have to be the case. Whether you're using Switcher or not, almost every live video I see, they'll make an announcement, let's check out comments. We do it on Stream Squad every week. So it's okay to let people know, hey, I'm going to check out some comments, and that way they know what you're going into for that segment. Now, if you are using an iPad and you're streaming to Facebook and you created Facebook's event inside of the Switcher Studio app, you can see those comments on your main switching device. There's going to be a tab called Reactions where you can see the comments as they come through when you're going to check them. But again, it has to be an iPad as the main switching device, and you have to create the Facebook stream inside the app. If you're streaming to a different platform, if you pre-scheduled your Facebook event, you're using RTMP, or if you're using an iPhone or an iPod Touch 6 as your main switching device, at this time there's not a way to see comments inside the app. So what we recommend is having another device open where you can see those comments. It can be a laptop, a tablet, another phone. I've heard cases where people have it up on, their Xbox or something with the stream going. Just anything for you to be able to pick it up, look at what comments have come through, and answer them. Whenever I'm live, I just have one of my iPads beside me on the table with the stream pulled up. That lets me make sure the stream is always going. If something were to happen with the Wi-Fi or something's not focused the way it's going to be, I'm going to be able to see it instead of doing the whole stream, going back later and realizing I've made a mistake. Also, with the stream going, that way I'm able to see the comments right there. I just pick it up, check the comments, and when I'm done, I put it back down and go back to my show. Usually on Stream Squad, Dan will check comments on his MacBook, kind of same principle.
Yeah, it's actually how we've got it set up right here. I'll go to this wide shot.
He's able to see what's going on, at all times in case something comes up on the stream. And he's seeing your comments in real time. So when we do go to comments, he's already seen, what's come through instead of having to scroll to the top and then literally read through each one right then and there. So, I know when you guys first get started, it can be a little tricky on how you want to handle comments. Everyone handles it slightly different. But again, if you are using Switcher Studio with an iPad on Facebook, you can look it up right there on your main device. And of course, for anyone streaming anytime, you can pull up your stream on any other kind of device and check out your comments that way.
Awesome. When we were planning for this, I told Angela she can go ahead and just start that, and I'll fill in wherever it's needed, but I think that pretty much covers it. You nailed it right on the head there.
Get a gold star.
Yeah, gold star. One thing I'll mention, if you're looking at the user interface on an iPad for Switcher Studio, and you're looking for that tab that has the comments, it's not going to show up until you enable a Facebook stream. That's not when you go live. It's when the blue check marks next to Facebook in the Outputs tab. You'll see it looks like a little chat bubble, and that's where it's in the bottom right-hand corner. That's where you'll tap, and you'll see all your comments come through. And I think it comes through every 10 seconds it updates, something like that. So good, nice, easy way to monitor your comments if you set up the Facebook event in Switcher. Again, that only does work with events that aren't scheduled. So if you scheduled a post or something, of course that means you'll need to use the RTMP, and you'll have to go into the custom RTMP. So if you schedule one, that's another way that you're not able to see the comments in the app. But again, I always like having the computer here so I can monitor it and just checking the comments that way. I think it's a little bit easier. So yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up for our user group questions that we've been seeing. I know Angela is the one who was looking through and found this for our next section, our hashtag made with Switcher. I'll let her go ahead and tee that one up.
Sure. So, kind of building off what I mentioned before, if you're creating videos with Switcher, a lot of people share those in the user group. You can also use the hashtag made with Switcher. And we do, watch the videos that come through and see what you guys are creating. This week, we want to show one from the user Moses KZ Jones. Now, this is a video that he actually produced just yesterday. It's for his show, The Reality Unscripted Show. And, he's using a lot of different angles for these interviews. He's using video insertion. It's one that we were watching in office and really enjoyed, and definitely wanted to share with you guys today.
So yeah, that's just going along right there as we're doing your scene. I'll just kind of scrub through a little bit. Maybe not. Let's not give me the thing. You can see my little mouse there, though. But yeah, just the way they're using their oops. Why are we doing this? Sorry, there we are. Okay. Yeah, just their use of the lower thirds and camera switches and everything was, I thought, really, really well done. And I know, Angela, you've been talking to them a little bit before they got started and kind of helped them go. So it's really cool when you see somebody start out, have the questions figured out, and then produce a really, really good show or something. So mad props to those guys.
Yeah, keep up the great work. We've seen a couple of other videos, come through as well. And again, be sure to join the Switcher Studio Enthusiast group. It's a 2-part process. Hit join group on the Facebook page. There's a link in the description of the page to fill out a short survey. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes, and it just lets us know how you're using Switcher and ways we can make Switcher even better for all the users. After that, you've got full entry into the group. I think we're really close to 900. I think today we might break 900 for the group, so getting close to that 1,000.
I know we've been saying, I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to do something exciting for when we have 1,000 people in that user group. We'll have to do a special stream. Don't know what that'll be, but yeah, we'll do something for you, something for y'all. So yeah, you want to answer maybe a few questions or something?
We mentioned questions. Might as well take a couple.
Yeah, let me bring up our little questions lower third here. Let me just scroll through to see some of these comments. First, people from all over. My Vlog Frank says hi from Germany. That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Tim,
Frank.
Tim's here. Hello, Tim. And then VC News Media. No, that is not my number there. VC News Media looks like they're having a problem connecting live to Facebook from the. Let's see here. Let me just read through this. Yeah, it looks like they're just having trouble connecting to Facebook. Probably the best thing to do is go ahead and email us at support@switcherstudio.com, and Angela here will get you taken care of.
Yeah.
Angela, do you have any quick tips for someone who's having problems connecting to their Facebook?
There's 2 main things that we see with Facebook that I can go over really quick. The first to try is what we call a full unlink
And
relink.
really quick before you get into it, appreciate you adding your number there. I'm going to go ahead and hide that just so other people don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we don't want you getting a bunch of calls.
yeah, we don't want you getting a bunch of calls, but definitely email us. But go ahead, Angela, and go ahead.
So one thing you can try is what we call the full unlink relink. This takes about 3 to 5 minutes to do. First, you're going to go into Switcher Studio. Go ahead and hit the plus sign on the Outputs tab, and that's how you would add your Facebook account. Instead, when you click on Facebook this time, it's going to let you unlink your account. So that's the first thing. You want to remove Facebook from Switcher Studio. Next, you're going to want to go to your Facebook account on a computer. It can be PC or Mac, either one. Go into your app permissions, and again, deny the permission for Switcher Studio on your Facebook. So now you've unlinked everything on both sides. After that, just go back into the Switcher Studio app, relink Facebook, and that should help you out. If you're getting any errors when you're trying to go live, like broadcasting error or anything like that, it's likely you're having some sort of a Wi-Fi issue. We actually went over this a little bit last week. You might have a fast network, but the bandwidth's just not what we need. There's a couple of quick tips that you can do to your router that fix that up almost immediately for most customers. If the unlink relink doesn't work, email us at support@switcherstudio.com, and I'll be able to go over those tips with you. From there, we can do any other troubleshooting we need, but in general, anyone having trouble streaming to any platform, do the unlink relink. If that doesn't work, do the networking settings, and that's going to fix you right up.
Awesome. Another good question here. Alejandro asks, how can I preview video before I send it on live or send it live? I assume you're probably if you're using an iPhone, you're just going to have to make the switches. If you're using an iPad, in the bottom left-hand corner, there's like 4 squares, a little icon that's 4 squares. If you tap on that, that's going to bring up a preview window so you can set up your shot exactly how you want it, and then tap preview to live right below that preview window. And that's going to send that live for you. One more, Angela, I'll let you take this one a little bit. We touched on it earlier in the show in our industry section, but someone was asking thoughts on Instagram's new Live with Friends feature. So you want to give maybe a quick 30-second overview for that?
Sure.
And I think that might be all the time we have. So,
okay.
we'll let you do that, and then we'll sign off.
Yeah, kind of the quick overview. And again, the full version is at the beginning of the stream. It was the first segment. When you are going onto Instagram, go live on your story. Anyone watching it, you can tap on their name to bring them into the stream. They'll get a notification to confirm they want to come on your stream, and then you guys are both able to be live at the same time. And this can be with anyone watching your Instagram. We think it's a really cool feature for anyone wondering, if Switcher Studio works with Instagram. As of now, it's still a no. Instagram is going to have to open their API, which lets them get the RTMP values out to users. Once we have RTMP, you'll be able to move that right in, just like Periscope or Twitch or YouNow. So we're always hoping for it. Right now, until they open that up, though, there's nothing we can really do to bring it into Switcher Studio. But again, if you guys already go live on your Instagram, definitely check it out. It sounds like a really good feature.
Awesome. Let me go back to our wide shot here, and I guess close by saying thank you all for tuning in to this week's Stream Squad. Hopefully next week we'll have the full team again.
Yeah.
Off and on when we're able to have that. But I like when we have the full team here. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Make sure to check out the user group, Switcher Studio Enthusiast group on Facebook. You can join that. Of course, if you're interested in giving Switcher Studio a try, you can go to our website and sign up for a free 14-day trial. And yeah, that's about all I've got.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Again, every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And we got Jimmy
Jimmy
house.
here, yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Jimmy wants to say hi. Jimmy's done some video work with us.
If you guys
our
have
homepage
seen,
videos.
our homepage videos and everything, some of the ones we have on YouTube, that's all thanks to Jimmy.
Video bombing.
Something like that.
All right, later on.
Take care, y'all.
See ya.